So, wasn't really planning on doing a live stream today, but I'm taking my mom to the eye doctor this afternoon. And so we had a little gap here of time. So I thought I might do a little, I was going to do a little work on this track that I'm having a real issue with over here in the corner. So I thought, well, might as well just see if you guys want to be along for the ride while I work on it because I'm going to be testing engines afterwards. So we got a few hours, and then I'll show you some of the new stuff I've been working on. I started doing some weathering on some of those cars I was telling you about. So it's starting to come out pretty good. I got a little bit of work to do. We put a video together. It'll be going up later today, probably on the site, on the page. That'll be coming. I did it on the BNSF, and I can't remember what the name of that car is. It's an odd road, but it's really cool. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to tackle that track last corner out of, what is this, 12 corners that just keeps giving me fits. So we're going to tackle that corner today, get it done, get it finished. I'm tired of it. I was almost at the point yesterday, I was fed up with it yesterday. I was almost at the point of just saying, I'm making a siding out of this entire thing so I don't have to deal with it. So I'm not going to do that. I don't give up. So yes.
No.
Oh, okay. So we're going to work on that today. And then after we're done with that, probably do a little bit of weathering. Well, obviously the track testing after I get done with it. And then a little bit of weathering, and then we'll kind of go from there. I did work on this some more yesterday, so I'll show you what we did with it. My putty finally came in, but it didn't come in until late yesterday. It was supposed to come in, wow. It's a hit and miss as to when deliveries get here. I was hoping it was going to come in the morning, because then if I just worked on that, then I probably wouldn't have gotten all frustrated with this over here yesterday. So, but anyway, so I'll show you what I did on this yesterday prior to doing this. But now the putty is here, so this is going to be done by Friday. On our Friday live stream, we're going to finish this thing completely. We'll have the top done. We'll have the strips put on. We've got all the strips. The trim strips printed, so I'll have those all sanded probably Thursday, so we'll get to that.
Ricky says hi.
Hey, Ricky. Excuse me, a little froggy this morning. So let me, I'll just kind of, I think that's what we're going to do, because like I said, I've only got a little window, probably about 2 to 3 hours to get everything done, and I'll show you where we're at. So like I said, most of it's going to be just tackling this stupid corner back over here. And we'll visit while I'm doing it. If you got any questions while we're working, we'll get the camera set up. So probably put it up in that corner so you can shoot down and see where I'm working.
Genie says super cool.
Oh, cool. Who is this?
Game Genie.
Game Genie. Okay, well, thank you.
And Perla says hello.
Hello.
Ricky says I have an HO scale layout I'm working on too.
Oh, okay. Well, this is in scale here, but we had HO below, but we're converting it all to in scale now. My dad was in HO for his entire life, so I did a lot of work on HO. So we're going to just get to it. We're going to start pulling this flex track out over here. I have to cut back a little bit. I decided if I can get this thing functioning, I'm not taking the track back up again, even though one of them is just black. I'll paint it in place. I'm not messing with it after I get this thing working. It's just that point with this. I don't understand. I've got these 3 curves going just beautifully right here. Well, all of them going beautifully except that corner. And there's no difference in elevation. There's no, I just don't understand what the deal is with that one. So, yeah, anyway, it drove me nuts last night thinking about it. So I just want to get it finished.
Great Northern says good morning.
Good morning, Great Northern. Glad you're here. So, hope you're doing good up there, and I think it's Minneapolis. I think it is. So, yeah, so hope it's good up there. Temperatures are warming up finally, so all the cold went south. So now we're getting back to our normal temps. I actually saw mid-40s coming. That's gonna be a heat wave around here. So let's get to the camera, and let's get to. Oh, I had an issue with that DTI car yesterday too. I mean, it was just a frustrating day yesterday all the way around. The weathering wasn't going good. The DTI car was having issues. It's still shimmying. I don't know what's wrong with the trucks. I can't figure it out. I've used spacers. I've changed out the trucks to different trucks. It just doesn't want to run smoothly. It's a beautiful car. So I don't know what to do about that one. Because I really would have liked to have gotten it back into the running order, but it's just not doing it.
But says weather is nice. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, good, good. Who was that?
Great Northern.
Great Northern Weather is nice. Yeah, we don't want to jinx it, you know. Uh, depending on which woodchuck you like, we either have winter going another 6 weeks or it's ending early. Woodstock Willie said it's ending early, and Punxsutawney Phil said we got 6 more weeks. So I don't know. But anyway, that DTI was just causing problems. It's weathered. I weathered it beautifully. I love it. I've just got to get the truck situation figured out. Get it back. Once I don't know. But anyway, like I said, when I was testing it, I found some issues. I hadn't cleaned all the glue off the inside of the rail. I thought I had gotten it all, but so I was picking around and getting some of the glue off from the ballasting. So that's something I'm just going to have to really look at and take care of from now on. I didn't think I was getting any up on the inside of the tracks, and it was on the inside, and that's where, you know, the flanges on the engines help pick up some of the current. So I'm going to have to do a little work on that. So, all right, let's get to it since we're kind of in a bit of a time crunch today for stuff. I'm going to get some of these things out of the way over here so that when I'm working on this track, I don't mess up any of the cars I've been working on. So, all right, so let's show you what I did on. Okay, I have a box elder bug in my sand cup. Okay. So, you can see now, this is what I was talking about. I'll get right about here. This is that brace I put in across here. I did a triple wide styrene. So now it runs right in the middle. I can run my wires up on either side, but this is going to give me all the bracing I need to keep anything from sagging here in the middle. So that came out good. I did find when I was moving this around, we also put in this other interior brace all the way around. We got that printed and put in, and I found when I was doing that, some of these little corner pops, they popped a little bit, so I reinforced everything with glue. So this is ready to go. So all that's left before I start putting the strips on is I've got to come in here on the sides, and I need to put the joint or the putty right here all the way down, get everything sanded, make it look nice. And then we can start putting the strips on. And then, of course, we have the third level to go up here, which we will do on Friday on the live stream, and then put that on the top, the cake topper up there. So, this building is pretty much done and ready to go, except for the final stages. And that's all the pieces that are right here. They're all stacked underneath here. That's the top and all of the inside braces and everything else. So that's all ready to go, and it's all sanded, so it's all set. Okay, so this is what we're going to work on today. This right here, I'm bringing this back to about here. We're going to be, and then I'm going to be bringing it around. I've got to trim some off to about right here on this, because when I was fighting with this yesterday, I wound up popping the rail off the ties, and I don't want to mess with super glue and do that, so I'm just going to cut it back some, and we'll cut back to here. So this is probably about this much space right here. We'll come here, so we'll be adding on right about here, so we'll be adding on about that much distance. I'll have to do a jump piece right here, but I've got that sitting over there, some track sitting over there to do that. So that's what we're going to do right along here. Now I'm going to show you what I did as far as the weathering yesterday goes. This is the video that we're putting up later tonight. Let me get the light on here so you can see it. Well, actually, this is pretty good light. A little later today, later this morning, I will take these other shells out that are right here, and I will mask them off because I don't like the solid type up there. This may not be prototypical. I really don't know for the BNSF. I searched and searched yesterday to find out if they had the silver roofs or not. And I could kind of tell that some did and some didn't, but I couldn't tell the class of the cars. There was just not a whole lot of information up there. So a little later today, a little later this morning, I will mask all this off, and I'll go out and paint it. While I'm doing that, Gabe will come in and talk to you and visit with you while I go out and do this. It'll only take me about 5 minutes to go paint the silver once I get all that masked. You can see here the rusting and everything that I do on the tops. That's why I like putting the silver on here too. Is because it really gives you some great rusting effects. I'll get a little close up here. Yeah, it is, Charlotte. It is a choo-choo train. So here's where I'm at as far as the weathering on this one goes. I hate red oxide colored cars. They just don't show the rust as well as I like to. And I'm going to show you an example here because I was working on 2 cars yesterday that'll be in the video that we have going up later today. It just kills my rust effects going on the red like that. And I've tried all different colors of rust and everything, and I can't get a good color that I like a lot. But this side's actually a little better, so this is probably the side I'm going to put the graffiti on when I do it. Now, one of these I'll do really light, and I'll probably do one even heavier than this on one of these, and then we'll also do it one probably about the same. So I'll have 2 about the same as this, one lighter and one darker. All right, so let me show you the difference in how the weathering looks on a lighter colored car that I do, the techniques I do versus this. I'll just kind of tip this back like that. Oh, somebody says remembered the train they got back in 1992 when she was 5. Cool. All right, so here, I'll give you the top on this one. You can see this came out really good. So I'm really happy with all the little rust effects, the dark effects. And here's the difference between a lighter color car versus this. You can really, let me get back out of here to get out of the shadows and I'll get rid of the reflections. There's a good shot right there. So you can really see the rust buildup that I like to do. The car has been faded, rusted, and I've had my black paint overlay put on it. I've also matte finished this one, so I'm ready to go putting graffiti on this one. This one is basically finished. I'll show you the other side here. Oh, thank you for the nice top. Yeah, that's let me get out of the light. It comes out. Graffiti is coming. So it'll be, I'll be starting it. I'll get all of these done. I'll get them all weathered, everything done, and then I'll start working on the graffiti. What do I use to fade it? I'll show you. I use this right here. I just take a whitewash of this with a paintbrush, and I just put it right over the top. Here, we'll compare these two, and you'll see how much the fade is. Okay, so here is that versus that. So you can see how faded this car has gotten in comparison to the original. So it just takes time to do it. Yeah. Not yet. We are gonna. Somebody asked if we have any hobos on the cars. Not yet. We are gonna do a hobo camp over on the layout back that way behind us. So I'll kind of review the layout here in just a minute before we start working on the track, and show you guys everything that we're gonna do for those that haven't been with us before. Cheese train. Okay. No, these are not metal. These are plastic cars that I've just done the weathering on. I'm trying to get out of the there. Oh, there's a much better. Get the camera out of the light. You can really see the effects that happen on that. This one's a little bit better because I was able to get a little better on the roofs and stuff. So, no, these are just plain old plastic cars. What's metal are the bases right here, the frames. I will be rusting these up and mounting the couplers in there. Yes, we do have a 3D printer. And what this is in scale right here is what this is. So, old B end, probably. I don't have any yet, but if I can find things at the train shows nice and cheap, I buy them up, and then they're all going to turn into this because I will not have any really new looking cars. I mean, I'll have lighter weathered. Like I said, one of these will be a lighter weathered car, but there'll still be weathering on it. But it'll look, most of the stuff I have will look like this. Well, I'll show you here. Let's come up here. I'll pull this off because a little later we'll have to do testing anyway. We'll pull all this off. Okay, you can see what I do with my with the well cars and the containers. Basically the same thing. These are some hoppers here, Chicago Northwestern. Then these are the auto racks with all of the rusting we did. We did a video showing this last week. And then this is the Homer Simpson graffiti car. That's based on a real car. We did that one as a live stream. We did that last week. So yes, everything's going to look like this kind of an effect on my layout in my yards. It'll all be weathered. Everything will look as real as I possibly can get it, is what we're going to do.
I'm 38. I was born in 87. The late 80s and early to mid 90s Christmases hit different.
Yes, they did. Somebody was talking about the 80s and 90s and the Christmases. Yes, they were different back then. This is the CSX that we just finished.
Ethan says hi.
Hi, Ethan. Glad you're back.
Adam asks, so do you 3D print your boxcar?
No, we don't 3D print this. This is what we 3D print, is all of the stuff right now. I do have files for some really nice cars that aren't really available in N-Scale, or if you find them, they're really expensive. So I do have some stuff there that I'm going to be able to make some fleets out of, but for the most part, I just get cars. But this is what we take our time with our 3D printer. We just finished all the parts for this. We've got the third and final level to go up here. This goes up on top of that. I just put this up here temporarily. So now we're starting today. Later, the prints are going to be on the Twin Towers right here on the Gemini Convention Center. They'll go up right like that, and there'll be a restaurant connecting and then a sky bridge up here. And then it'll have a larger convention area on the back. So this is the next build right here. That'll be starting probably tomorrow. We'll probably start doing the build tomorrow. All the plates are done for it. We just have to start building. So that's where we're at right there. So let me back out and I'll give you guys a tour of the layout, and then we'll get to working on the track. Cool. All right, so the space we have is 7 foot by 9 foot, 7 and obviously 9. So it's not very big. This right here is going to be all of our switching area. These 3 tracks right here are our main lines, but they're basically our staging and switching areas that go right on this lower section right here. There'll be a bunch of switches right here that will take us over here to the helix. They're just going to go right here. That'll take us down to this lower level that's right here, where we're going to have the mountains and rivers and stuff back here. Industries all along here, and we'll have change out stations right here with the yards. So that's what's going to be down below. Well, we'll probably have some old ones that'll be patched. Somebody said old chassis freight cars. I'll be patching a ton of stuff that I'll bring it up to modern, and I'll put modern lease company lettering on them. So that's all going to be coming. Good morning, Jeff. Yeah, I hate switches too. I'm not looking forward to doing this. Somebody says, darn, I hate switches. I am not looking forward to doing all of this. It's because you got to be perfect with everything. So once I get this stupid corner taken care of right here, then I'll think about how I'm going to start laying out the switches right through here so I can get to the helix. But anyway, so that's the layout. We will be doing the train here. I'll go ahead and I'll do one. I'll run one around so you guys can see it real quick, and then we're going to get to this interior track right here that I'm going to work on. So let me set this right here because I have to go turn everything on. There we go. Oh, this right here is going to be our covered area that the station's going to sit on. I have this all lit up underneath right here, and we'll leave this open so we can get the camera down and you can see the passenger trains come in, because there'll be stairs coming down and an elevator that comes down from the station right here.
Charlotte says the one I got for Christmas has a little smoke coming out of the exhaust.
Yep, I've seen the smoke, quite a few of the train shows and stuff. All right, let's see.
Jeff says, well, at least you have Kato, I have Atlas.
Yeah, I love Kato. So he says, having Kato, and he has Atlas. I love Atlas too. I think those are some of the best runners in are those two. So I'll get a plug and play system here with this. I keep saying I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. I was actually going to, that was something I was going to tackle yesterday, but then I got involved with working on that stupid corner. Okay, so let's see here. We'll put that there. We'll get the spirit going. Right now it's just basic DC. That's all just for testing. Once we get everything worked out, we'll be changing it over to DCC. All right, we got it going. It'll be coming around right through here. You'll see it go underneath the layout here in just a sec. That'll give you kind of size comparison to the big buildings that we've got right there too. It's tracking really, really nicely on this outer track. There it goes. Doesn't recommend what? Oh, this is what we've got. Actually, this is what all of this is Atlas Flex Track. I've worked with that my entire life, and I've kind of figured out all the bugs and everything you got to do with it. So, it's not too bad for me. A lot of people just like the Snap Track, Unitrack. All right, so let's just follow this. Here it comes, just by all the stuff that we're working on. Sorry for all the mess. It's just how it is when you're working on a layout. So there you can see how that's going to look underneath those big buildings. And this building will be standing about this tall right here when we get done with this on the rest of the build on Friday on the live stream. Good morning. All right, so let's go over here so you can kind of see what this is going to look like when it comes into the station. And then we'll go this way. See it coming underneath the overpass. I'm putting that off to the very end. I haven't put any switches on this layout yet. I just have the 3 main lines going. First off, you got to get really good quality switches, and then it's just a matter of making sure you get your track all hooked up correctly. So I'm sure it's going to be an aggravating thing when I start working on it, especially like I said, when I get to this area right here and I start putting in, there's going to have to be about half a dozen or more switches through this whole area here so all 3 tracks can move over to the helix. Here. They might be. They might come in. Here are some of the containers that we're doing. These go with these cars right here. We'll be finishing these up and adding them to the to this guy a little later. There's what that looks like when it comes through there. So now let's talk about the layout again real quick. So I'm going to tell you about what's coming. So I'm backing out again. So we have between 25 and 30 of these skyscrapers planned. We've got all the files, everything ready to go. So they're going to come all along here, overlooking this lower track, coming along the front, going along the back here. They're going to come along here. Like I said, this is the next one we're working on, the Twin Towers of the Convention Center. Then right over here, the towers will continue with a huge one right back against the window. These shelves will be out of here. There's going to be a monstrous corporate office building right here. It's really going to be wide and tall, and they'll just keep continuing right here. So this is going to fill in pretty quickly as we go. The Twin Towers here are next. Then after that comes the Alexandria, which will look similar to the LA, the building in downtown LA. And I'm probably going to place it right here. It'll be the tallest one of the bunch, so it'll probably be taller than this, which is here, when we get finished with it. So this one will probably be going almost all the way to the ceiling. So that's, and then we'll have a variety that'll just be kind of like the Convention Center. Their towers, even with the tops, won't be any taller than that right there. So it'll have all this, up and down, so it won't look like they're all just hitting the ceiling. Okay? Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, Code 80 is what I worked with too. It is an awful lot of skyscrapers. Everybody says it's going to look great, and it's an awful lot of skyscrapers. It is. But when we get done with it, it's going to look incredible in this room. We'll probably wind up setting up a tripod somewhere in here so we'll be able to scan the whole thing when the train's running, because we're going to have 6 main lines on the upper level. We're going to have 3 here, 2 main lines on our elevated track that's going to go back behind everything, and then we're going to have a single main line that's going to run along the back to get to some switching areas. Oh, well, that'll be good. JB Hunt's a good company. Somebody just got hired by JB Hunt's. Good company. Strong company. So
They only ask, we have lighting in the building.
somebody asked if we're going to have lighting in the buildings. Yes, we are going to have lighting in the buildings. This is all, we'll have all the window treatments, so you'll have blinds, either vertical or horizontal blinds in every window. And then we'll have lighting. Some you'll see, like at night, you'll see where some floors don't have any lights on them or a single window, and then there'll be a big bank of windows with lights. It'll be all staggered. And we'll actually be building several rooms on each tower that we'll be able to bring the camera up and look in. You'll actually see the interiors of the rooms on some of them. So yes, we do plan on lighting and doing extra details like that. So here it comes again. I wish I could run the second train. Maybe I'll try. It just doesn't work in reverse. Maybe I'll try getting it going with just going. It's the middle track. Not the smart track. The smart track sucks. But we'll get the middle track going. See if we can get two running at once.
Oakley asked, did you 3D print that frame in the background?
Did we 3D print what?
The frame in the background.
The train? No, we didn't 3D print the train. Oh, the crane. Oh, no, the crane was actually a Keebri crane. Somebody asked if we 3D printed the crane. The crane is actually from Keebri. It's actually HO scale that I've adapted to N scale. Or I'm in the process of adapting it to N scale. We did a video build on it, which we will have here pretty soon, because that wound up just being an absolutely hard build to do. The instructions were not very clear, and the parts list was really, I don't know, some things they had identified as being on like the black sprues or the gray sprues were actually white parts. So it just was not, it was just very confusing. So, but we got it done, and we'll get, you'll see the video on that. It wasn't as frustrating the second time around versus when we were trying to build it live streaming it, which was probably a good thing because I was really getting mad at it a few times, and the language probably wouldn't have been very good. So it actually worked out just doing it on my own like that, and then just having an edited video showing the build on it. I had taken this off because I couldn't run the one direction. So I'm gonna redo this. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay.
Oakley asked, what evil frame are they?
I'm in the middle now, so you're gonna have to talk just a little bit louder.
Okay. Oakley asked, what frame?
What train? Right now we're running Union Pacific, the Spirit engine, Kato, and next coming up is the Montana Rail Link. And they're about to start it. All right, here it comes. Let's see if we get a little more action going. I haven't weathered these cars yet. They're way too clean. That's coming soon.
Have you tested frame length as far as multiple units in car?
Somebody asked if we tested train links yet for multiple units in cars. Not really. We've just, as I've been getting cars done and weathered and put together, I've been just kind of slapping them on the ends of the trains. I know when I get the Helix built, I'm going to have multiple engines for the Helix, even with like maybe only 20 cars, because I have a tendency to overweight my cars a little bit, because I don't like that effect that you get with a lot of N-scale cars where they just wobble too much. So I will be doing, I'm sure I'm going to have on that Helix probably even, maybe even between 3 and 4 engines to take maybe a 20 car train up because of the weight of the cars. So it'll just all be testing on that to see what we can get away with. probably these little guys are great pullers. These little Katos are awesome. So probably just on a flat like this, or even doing the slight upgrade that I have to get up to the pink level and the elevated track level, I'm probably, I could probably do 10, 12 cars, maybe 15 cars with a single engine. Get maybe about 20. I might have to slap a smaller, like maybe a 4-axle on. So we'll do some testing with it. You guys will be along for the ride as we do the testings. So what do we do what now? What weights? We have a variety of couplers. Somebody asked what we use to keep our trains together. Off of the Tatos, we have to have micro train couplers for the lead car. Right off of those, because that's what all those engines come with. Good grief, that got close. I've got one car for sure has micro trains on them, and then I haven't changed out a lot of cars. So usually there's a car that has one of each type. It's got the micro trains on the lead end, and on the back side it's got that knuckle coupler. So when I get done with something, if I don't have the trucks right away and I just want to throw it on the tracks and start testing it as far as how it runs, we can do it that way. So it just depends on, like right now, this has a micro trains and the one behind has got the knuckle. And right here, this is the micro trains, and that's the second white hopper has the transition coupler. But these two tracks, these are just gorgeous tracks. Everything on these two, and this is even with all this ballasting that we did that you guys have been along with on the ballasting that we've done, had just been beautiful. I just don't know what the problem is with this stupid inner track. Like I said, I was ready to just trash it and turn it into a siding all the way around and just forget about it as far as the main line goes, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'll get that corner figured out one way or another. Do we have articulated auto? No, we don't have any. I want to get some of the Auto Maxes. Somebody asked if we had articulated auto racks yet. I can probably run the articulated. It's easy enough. The Auto Maxes or that other style, the ones that are the yellow ones. That's an articulated too. I could probably run those on these two tracks right here without any problem. I don't think I would try them on the inside track. So I will be getting some of those, and we have I've got some fantastic pictures that show full car graffiti down both cars. So of course, obviously, they're going to get weathered like I've got these auto racks with lots of graffiti on them. And we're getting really close now. Once we get the Gemini building finished with the Twin Towers and we get the Artemis done, we'll probably start doing more live feeds where we just have run sessions. We may do those in the evenings. I'm not sure when we're going to do them, but where we just turn it on and we let it go. We did one, it was pretty successful about 2 weeks ago, and we let it go for, I guess, it was about 2 hours, and we had quite a few people come in and really enjoyed it. So I'd like to get a few more cars too, to where we can have maybe a 15-car freight and maybe a 10-car rolling around. So that's why I'm working on these all this weathering that I showed you a little while ago on those cars. I want to, because like I said, I just not those white cars just went by right there, just way too clean. So I've got to get everything done. This is New York. Somebody asked if this is New York. This is kind of a hybrid of a bunch of cities, because the buildings that we're building are all big towers that are skyscrapers that are in, or smaller buildings that are in other cities that we're adapting to our city. So you'll actually notice as we go along buildings that you'll recognize, but they're just in our city because I really like them. So let me give you some examples of how we're adapting. This right here, this building, the Leviathan that we're building, that's still got another level to go up here. If we had 3D printed it the way it was in real life and the way the file was, this building would only be this tall. it didn't have all these extra levels and layers. It was a fairly short building. So when my son took it all apart, we made it modular so we could take it up as high as we want. The same thing goes here for the Mako. This one was only supposed to be about maybe this tall. This guy right here, the Artemis, was only supposed to be this tall in real life. So we've added height to everything, but things like this up here, you'll be able to tell the building because we're not changing like what the tops are, which is really the most identifiable thing of the building. This is just DC right now. Somebody asked if this is DC. Right now, we are just testing with DC, but as soon as I get enough cars together and I get some more engines and I get my track issues fixed and taken care of, that's why we're testing with this, then I'll move it to DCC. I'm not looking forward to doing that with all these switches I have to put in, but it'll just make things so much easier when I want to run the trains onto the helix and get to this lower level that's right here. We're going to have to get down to this level right here because this is going to be all the industry, mountains over this way, and stations underneath this area here. So I just answered that. Yeah. The Eiffel Tower. Yeah, because we can make it Vegas since they have that one there too. We do have a couple of buildings though that are from overseas that are going to make it onto the layout. Like I said, there'll be something here for everybody as far as something they'll be able to recognize. I just found the Empire State Building, a good file for it, so it's going to be coming in here sometime pretty soon. Well, thank you. Who's that? Thank you, Maui and Ashglad. So we're going to be pulling buildings from everywhere. Because like I said, the Alexandria that's going to go right here in that area, that's actually the Los Angeles Tower. The reason it's going to be the Los Angeles Tower and the reason the name is the Alexandria is we are basing most of the names of our towers on like mythological type of things. You know, like I said, like the Leviathan. This is the Mako for a shark, but then the Artemis. The Alexandria that we're going to put right there from the Seven Wonders of the World was the Alexandria Lighthouse. So the LA Tower has that really cool round top to it, which has always reminded me of like what the top of the lighthouse looks like if you had a light in it. So that's why that one's going to go there, and that's why we're going to name that one the Alexandria. Well, thank you, Alexandria. Oh, Maui. Okay. Alexandria. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, brains on that. So yeah. So we're oh, and then Gemini, because Gemini for twins for the Twin Towers. That's why we're naming that one. That came out for the astrological part of it. So so we're just kind of having fun with it. I know we're gonna run out of names eventually. I mean, with 25 to 30 skyscrapers in this room, so we will have we'll open up stuff for voting later, and you guys can write in comments as to what you think we should name it. We'll maybe put up some multiple choice times, so we'll give you guys the ability to help out on creating the city with us. So if you've liked what you see and you like what you're seeing here, you might think about liking and subscribing so you don't miss any of our upcoming live feeds. What material do we use to build the buildings? Okay, that's a 3D print. All the buildings are 3D print, and we use PLA filament to do all of it. So each one of these is like a more than a full roll of filament to do these buildings. Why DCC? We don't have DCC yet, but we're going to move to DCC because it's going to make things a lot easier when I'm having to switch over rails. When we have our helix in the corner over here, so I don't have to keep throwing all the switches for the block system like DC needs. So we'll be doing that. So it'll make this simpler to get to the lower level. So these things are, as you can see, these two tracks, the outer here and the middle track, do just great, even with all the ballasting and everything. So it's just that one corner that I'm going to work on here in a little while. And if you can see right here, it couldn't even take a single engine in a container on that corner over there. So there's just an issue. I think there's a couple spots where it kind of kinks up with, it's just too hard of a curve. So I'm going to cut the track back a little ways more into the flat. And we're going to see if I can't flatten that curve some to make it a little better. Um, I just, I don't want to have any issues, because when we get ready to start doing live feeds, we may turn this on like real late at night one night and go to bed and just leave the camera going. We'll get that computer program to where we can put in our track plan, and we can have the trains change themselves in and out. See if they can see what? Sure. Yeah, I'll zoom in on the tracks. I'll pick up the camera here. Somebody wants to see if you can see the tracks a little closer. I'll show you what I'll show you what it looks like a little closer. Oh, well, thank you. Somebody really liked the skyscrapers and the track work. The white bullet train will look awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some high-speed rail stuff from both Europe and Asia in here. So there'll just be all kinds of things. It's just budget, everybody knows how budget goes. So I buy everything at train shows. I'll usually wait till the very end of the show, and I'll go in, and when guys are just not wanting to take anything home, I'll just start working deals with them, and that's how I get pretty much everything on this layout. So somebody wants to see a little closer look at the track, so I'll show you the road bed and the track on it. Then I'll set this camera back up right here. There you can see it going across the thing here. You can see why I'm just not looking forward to having all these switches right here. It's going to be a real pain. But anyway, let's go back over here so you can see. All right, here. So I hand painted all of the ties that are on here. And when this gets by, I'll get down a little lower. And we've shown the ballasting that I've done. We did live streams on that where I mush everything down so you can see the front edge of every tie, hopefully. So it's just a lot of work to do, but if you look at it, you can really see all the color and everything. And this right here, obviously you can, this one isn't done yet. So, yes, Australia does have freight trains similar to us. There's some paint jobs from Australia that are really great. They're just now, they're getting some really good ones coming out on N-scale. So I really like BHP's engines, so I'm going to be getting some of theirs. Okay, so you can see here how that brown just looks really nice in that gray. What I did is I take here, right here, this is a raw piece of track. I use black ties, and then I paint the brown over the top so that you get some of that shadowing coming through, so that it gives you real depth. I don't know if I can get in here and you can see. Yeah, you can see some of that black coming through on the ties itself. And that gives you those shadows and things on there, and filth and dirt. So it's a real simple process. Well, hey, Chevy, how are you? Doing pretty good. Hope you're doing pretty good. It's warming up here finally. So let's put this back up over here. So that's, I hope that close up on the tracks gives you an idea of what we do. Oh, plus now this has nothing to do with the curve issue. Because as you can see, and I'm going to address a little later this morning, is because as you can see, these two trains are running beautifully on this. It's all the same track. I buy all the track used at the train shows, and I completely recondition it. I take a sandpaper, a 600 grit sandpaper, and I get the tracks completely cleaned, wiped down, and then I paint all the rail. I get my track sections for 50 cents. I only buy pieces that I see either all of the ties with or most of the ties with, like only maybe one tie missing or so out of it, so I can just slip a tie under there. For 50 cents to $1 a section, it makes it affordable. For the amount of track I'm going to have on this thing, it's the only way I could really go with it. Oh, well, thank you. Who was that? Oh, Rib Cab? Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to make it look as real as possible. So, well, thank you. Yes, somebody said made the brown on the black makes it look used, more realistic. See, I never have liked the brown that you could get it molded in. It was always too dark for me. So the colors I use are honey brown from Apple Barrel acrylic paints, just 50 cents a bottle. And I haven't even used a third of a bottle yet to do all the tracks on all three main lines that we've got here. So you can do a lot with it. You can go a long ways. So again, if you liked it and you want to see us, you want to see what we've got coming, I just recommend liking and subscribing. You what? Oh, yeah. I want to thank everybody that has, over the past few, well, not few, but like the past 2 weeks worth of live streams that we've had that have given the gifts and the super chats. And we've mentioned this before, but anybody that does do any of that, we're going to put a big, right along the fascia right here, all the way along there will be a plaque that has all their usernames on it. That helped, because all the money off of all of that goes straight into the layout. We don't keep any of it. Some of the user, or not user, but some of the gift money bought all of this right here, all of this woodwork right here, got all that done. Some of it bought some more PLA that we used on the big skyscrapers. So it just goes right into this, so we can just bring you some more content. No, you like that? Yeah, it does look pretty good when they pass each other. So like I said, as you can see, they're operating smoothly, very, very smoothly through here. And I'm getting everything weighted enough where you don't see a lot of car wiggle, which is easy to correct in HO, not so easy to correct in N scale. So I'm very unsure as to how much to weight them. I mean, I know there's NMRA standards, but just so I don't burn my little motors out on the engines, I'm trying to keep the weight down to a minimum, but to where I get rid of all that wobble. So then when we get a third train going, mostly on this inner track is primarily going to be passenger service, although there'll be the occasional freight that goes through. Because underneath over here, when I get the loading platform, the people passenger platform underneath on the tracks down below, it's mostly going to be for this track right here. That's where the stairs are going to go down, the elevator will go down right there. So which is another reason why I'll have to have the switches, because I'll have to be moving the passenger trains over to that inner track. I'm probably going to put a passing siding in up here too. So probably like right here on this track, we're going to put a switch right there and come across right here. And we'll make this a passing siding all along right here, and maybe another siding for an industry. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to talk about right here. We're going to be bringing this out to about right here because I'm going to be taking all those big silos I've got back there. We're going to have a grain loading area right here, and we're going to have a container unloading yard right here. And once we come out here, we're going to drop this down. We're going to come over, and we're going to have a dock right here where I'll be able to change out the ships depending upon what we're running, whether we want to do grain for grain unloading for grain ships, or we'll have a container ship. So we've got the STL files for those ships, so we're pretty much set to go on doing that. I haven't decided on whether when we go DCC if we're going to go sound. I'm not too, I've seen enough at train shows and at other layouts and things of in-scale sound, and while it's fine and everything, it's just not there yet. And that's just due to the size of the speaker. Obviously, basically, it's just mostly just a tweeter is what you've got for a speaker that small. You can't get the really good rumbles and things that you need with the woofers and stuff, or a bigger cone. So it just sounds kind of fake to me. What I may wind up doing is just getting a recording. They've got those all over the place. I've got some really great Bose speakers that I may put under the layout that will have city sounds, train sounds, people sounds, where we'll just have that all going in the background. So it'll just sound like a very busy city. So we're thinking about doing that. So I think what we'll do is I think we're going to go to this track over here and we're going to start working on uh, changing that track out. It shouldn't take too long, and then we'll test it, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that when I get it done this time, that it's done. We'll let this go a few more times around, and then I'll move the camera over. Actually, just give you guys a different vantage point, show you how we're going to be able to have really good angles for a lot of stuff. So, for example, if we have the camera sitting over here, I mean, it throws a whole different look because of how the buildings are situated. And then when you get all these buildings lined up right here, that's going to look really pretty sharp. Because then we'll have the other thing I forgot to talk about is here next to the station on this big platform, we're going to have a monstrous Ferris wheel like some of the big cities have downtown. So there'll be a monstrous Ferris wheel right there, all lit up. I think I'll move this just like this a little bit so we get a little bit more of those buildings and some of that bridge right there. We'll just kind of do that for right now. I'm gonna let that go. Like I'll just leave that going right now while I'm getting everything ready to go for the track. My son picked up a bunch of the weights for the cars that I was showing you earlier. We'll be able to get those weighted nicely. Okay. So I'm going to just start testing lengths here to see what I've got. Who? Andrew? Well, hello, Andrew. This one should probably do it. Wait till he goes by. I don't want to hit the train. It should probably want to go to about like right here. We're going to flatten that curve out to about right there. That should be pretty good. I'll have to add some extra road bed and take some off on the back. But that's no big deal. It's going to flatten that curve out pretty good. I guess I'll just let them run a little bit while I'm starting to take track off. I'm just got to find my tools. Okay, so everything else is down there. So, like I said, I'm going to cut back to about right here. And then I'll have to extend this out over here a little bit, but I've got an extra piece for that. So I'm not worried about that. As long as I stay on the flat right here, I'm okay. So we are going to, oh, by the way, in case you weren't here earlier, here is a new car that I worked on yesterday. The weathering on it, which I may do some, but we do have a video going up of that tonight though, showing I did that car and I did this one, the BNSF. So we do have a video going up. I showed how I did those effects. Let's see if I can work around just doing this part of it without having to turn these guys off just yet. All right, so let's see. I'm going to need to take out this. If the nails aren't bent, I just reuse them. I've worked on this track so much trying to get this curve, this one particular curve fixed, that it's gotten to the point where I just can't reuse it. So unfortunately, but it's broken off, the rails have broken off the ties. What did I just do that for? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Thought I took it off the middle track, took the nail out of the middle track. I got to stay focused on what I'm doing. Don't need any derails with the middle track. Okay. That should have gotten that. Little train goes by. Okay. There we go. So I can salvage some out of this, but it'll have to be from like here this way. But that's still a decent, that'll be good for like a siding or something. So I'll put it in the back and save it. All right, so I know I want to come back to about right here. So we're going to take that out. I'm going to get rid of this. These are the little pieces that I put underneath in the gaps. So I'll save it. So I'll probably wind up reusing it. Those are the rail joiners. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. All right, so now I can cut this. There they are. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut back to about right here, get it well back from the curve. So the transition will be really good. So I think I'll just about right here, I think. Little he goes by, so nothing shoots and hits it. There we go. All right, I'm going to take up this little nail right here for now. I'll put it back in. I'll back in later. Put these up with the rest of the nails. Now what I got to do is I got to slide this off. I got to take these two ties off right here. So we're just gonna there. Okay. So now I'll get the file. Ask what? What the rail cutting is for? I'm just trying to correct a really bad curve. I gotta find my file. There it is. Not bad as far as being even goes. I'd probably work with that. Okay, so now we're gonna cut this back a little ways. Do it like this. All right, so I'm gonna get this trimmed even. And then I need to, I don't know if I have cleaned this, but I'm just going to clean it again real quick. But right now, we're just going to get this trimmed. I'm going to go back to about here. Like that. And we'll get rid of those ties. Like that. Okay. Now we'll get Okay, file into this. All right. So now, I'm gonna get rid of this other end down here. Get it even. The track looks a little dirty, so I'll just do a quick rehab of the track. Who does? Josh? Oh, hi, Josh. All right, so pretty much have that cut even. And now I'm just gonna trim these ties out from underneath. All right, so definitely gonna clean the track real quick. These out of the way. This out of the way, get my sandpaper here. That, got our train steel what? Oh, the steel trains really look cool. Thank you. Yeah. Just letting them run for a little bit while I'm doing some, hopefully, the very last time I'm working on this curve over here on this inner track. I really want to start getting to the point of working on ballasting, getting the rest of the ballast done. And this is what it's just, this is what's holding me up. Is just this track, this corner. This is just 600 grit sandpaper. It's all you need. I don't know actually if it's even showing up on camera or not, but okay. And then you get the sandpapering done, so then we just get a paper towel, we just wipe all the dust and powder off the whole thing. Can't see it? Okay. Oh, that's fine. All I did was just sandpaper the top of the rails, everybody. That's all I was doing down here. Getting it nice and clean. Okay. So let's see, which way does this go? This goes this way. This is how I cut it, was to go this way. All right. So, in where, Illinois? Well, I hadn't heard about the one in Illinois next week. So he's going to a train show next week. So they're always fun. All right. So I've got new rail joiners. I'm gonna trim these off. Yes, we have what? 440s? No. I'm assuming you're talking about a steam engine. We don't have any steam engines at this point yet. Okay. Now we're going to work this on here, hopefully without stabbing myself in the finger. There we go. Push that as far back as I can go. Whoop. I may have to stop the inside track for just a little bit. I'm working on this because this is going to go across anyway. Don't you dare stab me in the finger. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop the inside track for just a little bit. Who does? Yoda? Yoga, okay. Hey, good morning. All right, we're gonna stop him right there. I'm gonna stop the other one for just a minute on that back side right there, because the track is gonna span across both tracks. I forgot that's what that does. It shouldn't take too long though. Once I get this around in place and tacked down, semi-tacked down, then I'll be able to get them running, back to running. Let's get this, put that up there so it's already spanning across that track. All right. Now we're just gonna have to, where'd they go? There they are. That one's on. It's gonna be one, always one. There we go. Good. Okay. So I'm gonna put this one back down in, just so it stays flush. I don't know if I changed where the hole was on that or not. So I'll get what I need here. See if the hole's still the same. Nope. It done moved.
That says I might have 19 tracks and 20 tracks in the layout and want to get, my upright trestle from the front line that I know.
Oh, okay. This is gonna have like 19 or 20 tracks on his trestle, on his layout with a trestle too. That'll be good. Yeah, we're gonna have an elevated track as well. Love elevated stuff. We're doing a big custom build on the backside right now, behind me over here. I'll show it again here in just a little bit. Once I get this done, where did I put? Of course, I put it back behind me. Why wouldn't I put it back behind me? Because that's where it goes when I need it. It's back behind me. All right, so that's that. So now I'm just going to take this and gently do as flat a curve as I can. All right. I'm going to need to pull that track back through here. There we go. Push that back. It is. And push that back. Okay, that is. All right, so I'm going to put, I'm going to put it right there. Wonder if I can keep that. Oh, that'll stay right there. Good. Okay. I'm going to put this right here. The hole that it's got. I'll get the trains back here in a minute. It's actually, it's not doing too bad. It's not spanning both tracks, but it is on the middle one. So once I get this pretty well in place.
Crocheting lady says, I hope your maintenance crew is recovered by being hit.
Yeah, they should be okay. All right. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it probably like, I'm going to make this as gradual of a curve as I possibly can get. So I'm going to put it about like that right there. Okay. And I can change this up later if I don't like it. I'll just tap new holes. And of course, I'll put it back behind me again. Well, I'm trying to keep big, heavy stuff off where I've got my cars laid out right now. I don't want to take a chance of damage. All right, so let's put that one like right there. So I'll be able to test this track pretty soon. Gonna push it out about right there. Oh, I hope this works. I'm so tired of working on this track. If you couldn't tell already, I'm really tired of working on this track. Well, almost around the curve. I can get the trains back to rolling. Because then I'll be working on straight stretches. It looks gradual. It looks like a very gradual flat curve. So we'll hope that it is.
Josh says, I know how you feel working on track is exhausting.
Yeah, it's my least favorite thing to do. Somebody said, working on track is exhausting, and I agree 100%. I don't mind the ballasting part, but this part sucks, to put it bluntly. Especially when I've been dealing with the same stinking area now for 2 months, trying to work the bugs out, and it just ain't working out. Like I said, worst case scenario, I'm just gonna make a siding out of it. I've warned it. It doesn't want to play nice. It can't be part of the main lines. It's gonna have to be a siding. He doesn't seem to really care though. He's ignoring me. All right, I got to trim this end down here now. So we're gonna trim it back to about here. I gotta get this to the flat as close as I can get it. So we'll trim it right here. Ooh, went flying. Whoop, I'm glad I wasn't, ooh, that was close. Almost hit my train sitting here waiting to go again. That would have been good. And I put this nail down too soon. I need a little bit of flexibility. There we go. Okay, so now I can get to that. All right, come on. Come on. That wasn't a good thing. Well, actually, I guess it's all right. No, it's not. So I'm gonna have to go back a little bit more. I'm still on a flat right here, so I'm all right. Okay.
Josh says said the same thing to my tracks when they don't behave.
Yep. Being a pain. I really can't trim back any further either. I'm going to have to go right there. So, let's see what we got. Who does? Eugene. Oh, hey, Eugene. That's what dropped off, wasn't it? Yep, it was. Okay, so I think I can, at this point, get the trains back to running. I'm going to pull it in right about here, and then we're going to get rid of that piece completely. Okay, let's get these guys running again. Now I'm out of the way now. All right, so. Come on. I don't have it up as fast as I did, so I'll increase the speed just a little bit. Not that much. Okay. There we go. So got those back running while I'm working on this. All right. Come on, let's get by. There you go. Didn't quite get where I needed the hole at. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, track work never ends. Doesn't seem to anyway. All right, I gotta have to tap this that way just a little bit. Let's flatten this out a little bit. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna take this out just a little bit. Like that. Okay. Come on, guys. Oh, that's so much better than what it was. Ooh, boy, it lies right around that curve now. Oh, look at that. It was sticking everywhere yesterday. Oh, okay. So now hopefully we can handle a longer thing, the longer cars. We'll know here in a minute, because I'm gonna finish this little piece up right here. And, yay! I'll make you work yet. Whether you want to or not. Oh, by the way, anybody wants the stencil for that, if you want to do your own Homer Simpson auto rack, I've got that right here, along with his arm. You just lay it on there, you trace it. So if you want it, you if you give us enough for the postage, for the stamp, for the envelope, I'll send it to you. Okay, I need another. Now you can see I've got two sections there I'm gonna have to hand paint. Probably gonna go ahead and do that instead of the other stuff I was planning on doing today, because I just want to get, if this thing is operational, we'll know here shortly. We're gonna change out. And we'll run that guy down. We'll see how he does here in just a sec. I just got to put this jump track in right here. I'm just getting myself set up with the rail joiners. Susan, what? 1990s video game? Oh, like A Train. Oh yeah, I used to play A Train all the time. That was a fun game. Come on. There you go. Gotta get my hands out of the way because I got my train coming. Coming on down the line. All right, so I gotta take this guy out. Oh yeah, good, 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 good. I'll just cut the new one. I don't like these little tiny jump tracks, so now we're going to have a much longer jump track. It should work pretty good. Yes, come by. There you go. I'm going to pick up an extra um, transformer, just cheap transformer with the next train show, so that I can get all three tracks going together. All right, let's get this piece tracked here. I guess it's going to be probably maybe this one. Is that long enough? Nope, too short. It's going to be this one. Gonna be you? Probably gonna be you. All right. So we'll trim one tie off. That even? That's even, so we'll make this even. All right. Here it comes again. I have to wait for the train to pass. Come on. There you go. Can't hear you. Ooh, ooh. Get out of the way in time. Now I don't want to have to retrim another one, so I'm gonna just try to get this. Hello, William. You're in the middle of doing some track work. Getting pretty close. Having this done, being able to test this in a loop. In a loop. All right. How'd we do? Yeah, trim a little bit more. Ever so slightly. Probably just file the one, then the other. So all I'm doing is putting my jump track in here. This is the last piece I got to do. Somebody asked, we have the HO model of the Flying Scotsman. No, we don't. I do plan, this is in scale. I do plan on having some European stuff. Favorite things are the Mallards and the Coronation engines. So I plan on having some of those on here eventually if I can find them at a decent price. Oh, Jeffrey. Okay. I think I pretty well got this cut where it needs to be. Yeah, I've used a Dremel before too. Somebody says he uses that to cut the track. I've done that as well. I've got such an open area here though, so that's why I'm not too terribly worried about it at this stage. And we're definitely getting there. Yeah, come on by. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. Says what? Half this stuff is what? Oh, European. Yeah, there's some really good stuff. We're definitely going to be getting some really interesting pieces. It'll look good on this layout. Ooh, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Okay. Yep. It's all right. I'll be stepping outside of this here in just a sec. Ooh, that's nice. All right, I'm going to put one nail down in the middle here, just so this track doesn't wobble, and then I'm going to test this track out.
All right, can you hear me better?
Yeah, and I'll be out in just a sec. All right, so put one nail in there, and then I'm going to switch the power pack off the steer to the one, and we're going to cross our fingers and hope I solve this problem. The crocodile. Oh, do you mean the alligator? What do you mean is alligator? That's those RSD units that Santa Fe had, those low snoot nose things. Those are pretty cool. That was one of my dad's favorite engines. We do have some HO stuff. We were going to put an HO down below, but we've decided to go with all in. But when we go upstairs with the next layout, we're going to have another layout upstairs after we finish this one. We'll be doing an HO shelf up there, a line up there too. All right, how does that? I think I can make that work. All right, we're going to try this inner line. Not holding my breath. Let's get this guy stopped, switch the lines.
Well, Jeff says it's Western Germany, and
Is what are?
that crocodile. is Western Germany.
Oh, okay.
Or I said, that's looking to the TV, so.
I don't really have any of it here. I've got a few cars that I've got some graffiti on that I'm just gonna leave on display. So we actually can see the HO. I'll show those up a little bit, but I don't really have anything to show. All right, we get this other line right here, and we are going to, oh, I hope this works. I'm so tired of messing with this corner. Take this off the tracks. All right. There we go. Oh, we're gonna have a race. Montana versus Montana. All right, let's see here. I don't believe it. I was getting ready to grab my pencil to make marks to see where the train leaned. It didn't. Like, let's kick the speed up a little bit. More prototypical speeds for what I'm going to be running through here. That's a nice transition there. It didn't lean at all. It didn't lean, Gabe. I can't believe it. So I got to add a little bit of road bed, a little bit about road bed, yeah, road bed right here, and probably add a few more nails. I'm almost tempted not to add any more, just so I don't mess with it, and just let the ballast glue everything down. Boy, that is smooth. I'm gonna sit here for a minute and watch it. As it goes around from the distance, make sure I don't see anything different. Just keep it going. This curve's beautiful. That replaced curve, I replaced that curve over there last week. That was the one that I had that had the joint on the curve. Oh, that just sailed right there. There's no sound, no nothing now. Oh, that is so nice. Now it's probably gonna wind up being my best track. Shh, not done. Yeah. Hello? There it comes. I'll pass it. There you go. So that'll be what it's like having the trains. So that's gonna look nice having having one little faster manifest than the other. Ooh, that's gonna be sharp. I wonder what would happen. All right, let's give this a try. Well, I should do this, but I'm gonna try it. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, no, that's right. Never mind. I should have done it with the middle track. going the same direction. I'm tired. Wasn't thinking ahead. Can't do it with that though, because I don't have those on a clip. Oh, just sending him back out. I just need to be testing him anyway to make sure we're good. Well, that's gonna make some great videos right through there. Well, you were up here, when we get passing like that. So I get those other two cars wrapped up pretty quick, those other two container cars, and I'll throw them on this one. Oh, you know what? I just reverse them. Come on now, I'm just not thinking at all right now. Just reverse these wires. Okay. Shouldn't probably be doing this, I don't like doing things like this, but we'll just see how it goes. Very good. All right. Definitely not as strong, but I'll just, I know what it is, I can just make a little temporary thing over here to get power to everything off of just one. Or two rather. All right, we'll move the camera back over where we were, since we're done with this now. So I'll get back where I normally have it when we're running stuff, which is right here. I just like this view a lot. So if you've enjoyed watching me problem solve, please like and subscribe, and you won't miss any of the future ones. Yep, got the trains running. And hey, Chris, glad you joined us. But I want everything to have its own dedicated pack right now for the lines. So I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna let the little guy keep testing. I'm gonna shut down the spirit. Well, first thing I want to do is I want to test something real quick. Let's see if that's what the problem was. Yeah, that's what the issue was. Each one needs its own power pack. Each line needs its own separate power. Uh, right now. Bring this back around and I'll switch over back to the little guy so I keep testing him on that corner. Okay. There we go. All right, supposed to let that run for a bit. So this was a productive day. I feel so much better that I got this corner done. I know now that even if there's a little issue here and there, it's going to be a much easier solved than it was before on that corner. It's able to handle these longer trains. Oh, that coal car. I don't know why, but it just usually does. There we go. Well, because there's no weight in it. That's part of the problem. Well, I did I made those coal cars, these guys right here, when I weathered them. I thought these are loads I put in there. It's ballast, black ballast, look like coal. I didn't have the weights that I have now when I did that. I did that like a year and a half ago. And it just, they wiggle and wobble a lot, and they work so much better if I actually had the weights and I put them in there, and then I just put the ballast around everything. So it is what it is. I may eventually just dig all of that out of there, add the weights that I need, and it's going to be a mess. I'm just not looking forward to doing that.
Josh says awesome layout and awesome face.
Well, thank you, Josh. We're testing today. If you haven't been with us, he hasn't.
He has been.
Oh, he has been. Okay. Yeah. So as you know, we're just testing this. I finally got that corner fixed. I just can't even tell you how happy I am about that. I thought I was going to have to make a siding out of that, and now it's my third full main line. So my third full staging main line. So now I got that problem fixed. Maybe I can get the problem fixed with my weathering on those brown BNSF hoppers. I can get that figured out. I started to play around a little bit with using gray last night. My son suggested gray. I had thought about it before, but I just put it out of my head. And he said he was actually looking online as to how to solve the problems of doing those oxide red hoppers or box cars, or the Tuscan reds rather. And they said online to use a gray, so I started using gray on it last night. And I think what I'm going to do is the one I'm going to do really super heavy weathering. I think I'll really put a lot of gray on it to start off with and see what happens if I can get that to just fade down the way I want it to fade down. The white just wasn't doing it as soon as I put the rust and the black on there. Normally the white does beautifully. I'll show you here. Get my hands clean. Let me wash my hands real quick. So you want to right that. All right, so what I was talking about a little bit ago here was the weathering. And when I went to wash my hands, I don't like touching, well, especially when I've been working on track because of the all this stuff that comes off the wheels. I'm going to convert everything to metal wheels, so I don't have those issues. But anyway, on my standard weatherings, this is what I get for an effect when I use the white. This is perfect. I'm really, really, really happy with this car. Uh, you can see, hang on a second here. I'll get the other one, I'll compare them for you. Go grab it. Okay, so like I was talking about earlier today, this is the one I'm having problems with because of the red. So here's the two compared to each other as far as the colors go. This is just a harder one to work with. This is coming out just like all the rest of the stuff. You can see the tops. I'm really happy with all the rust effects that I'm getting on there. So I'm just going to have to work with this today. So I'm kind of writing this one off as an experiment right now. I'll get there eventually. I'll get it the way I want it, and we will we'll have the effect that I want on there, and then I'll put my matte finish on everything, and then I'll put the graffiti on. I've got some really good graffiti. I got tons of graffiti. I got to get this. I got to get this these containers finished, dull coated, and that way I can glue them together because they're vibrating. The second one's vibrating off without it being glued to it. So I'll keep them together. The bottom one's got the weight in it. I may add a little extra weight to it, but that doesn't matter because I can take it in and out of the car. It's no big deal.
John says that's what I'm doing to my trees, trying to put better wheels on it.
Better wheels, yep, yep. I'm going to change everything out to the MCL couplers and the metal wheels. I can pick up metal wheels cheap at the train shows. There'd be bags of them there. So I'll just try to find the right diameter ones.
Don't try says hello.
Hello there. So we'll see how that goes. Then I don't have to worry about just occasional clean of the tracks. I'm gonna go pick up that little engine cleaner. I thought I had one. I don't know what I did with it. It's that little red piece of plastic this big and has those metal. Well, it's like this. It's like a brush. It's got the little metal thing sticking out of it, and on one side you have power to each side, to where you just place that under the engine, hook it up to the power lead. Just put the power leads on your track, and it'll power the wheels and clean them, and it does it real quick. So I'll be getting that for the engines themselves, and then I'll switch over to the metal wheels on everything here, and then I don't have to worry about it. I'll be pretty much, I won't have to clean that often. And I'll get a couple of bright boys, and I may get a track cleaning car that I'll run around. Maybe disguise a track cleaning car as some kind of a maintenance away car. And that should take care of it. Boy, it is just sailing through that curve now. Nice. Okay. Like I said, it's inner track is really good. That has been such a thorn in my side. So I think I'm gonna, all right, so on Friday, what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this. I was talking about that earlier today. There is still an entire level left to go. I'll hold this up here so you can see. This is it right here. So where that topper is sitting actually goes on top of this. This is the third and final level, so this is almost going to be to the ceiling. So on Friday, we will finish this building. I've, I was hoping it was gonna come in early yesterday and I would get it done. And we probably could have done that today. But I've been waiting for our putty to come in and it came in real late yesterday. Usually we don't get deliveries that late. Because I've got to come in here, there's a lot of stuff has to be puttied. And I'm gonna have to start gluing here pretty soon because it's starting to, get them all, when you get everything glued together, everything's perfect. But if you let it sit for too long, you start to get like little bows. I mean, it corrects itself back out real quick, real easily. I just don't want it to get too far. So Friday will be the day that we do all of that.
Josh says heading off, have a good day and good night.
Well, you too, Josh. Thanks for joining us. We'll pace those guys a little bit like that on this. That's gonna be a lot of fun playing with this. Different speeds and stuff like that. Very cool. Okay. So keep testing. That's good speed right there. That's about max speed I'm gonna run on these on this upper level right here, this lower upper level. So it seemed to be doing okay. Oh, very cool. So that was a good this so I'm starting to pick back up from the downer of yesterday. So that was like I said, I had 5 things go wrong total yesterday. Issues with the big Leviathan tower, issues with the weathering, issues with the track, uh, issues with that DTI car. And I'll get it all worked out. So I've got all the I-beams are sitting right here to finish up this whole superstructure that I've got for this. I may go ahead and do that tomorrow after I get all the putty done. It's got to dry before I can do the final sanding. So once I've done that on these panels, that'll take me about 2 hours to get all of that putty. I may take a couple of hours tomorrow and get all of those fit in where they're supposed to go and get the new beams that go down. So I can go in there and make marks and I can scratch the landscaping material out. So I've got a little area to sit flat back on the wood for those posts. And then that way I can have this pretty much finished and ready to go for, we've also got the beams that go across right here. So then we start thinking about actually putting the covering on. Who does? Rickster, okay.
And the game collective, so Mike Layout, big job, what game?
Oh, thank you. Somebody said, nicely out, good job. Thank you very much. A lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of work still to come. If you're gonna be, I know there's a number of you that are in our general area, because you've identified where you've been from. We are gonna be at the train show, in Rockford, Illinois at the end of March. And we will actually have some of our big buildings, not these are permanently on the layout now. But we are gonna have some of our big buildings on the, down there on display and, so you can see them, see what the quality is like. So if you want to swing by, say hi. Love to see you. We're also going to be live streaming from that train show. So in addition to just, we're going to be doing some interviews with some people there. So it'll be a fun weekend. And of course, we're heading to Mad City into this month. I think that's around the 20th, 17th or 20th, 17th to the 20th, somewhere around there. And we will be live streaming it as well, and probably talking to some of the manufacturers. So that'll be a good one with you. We'll probably I kind of like going on Sundays. It's a little more of a relaxed atmosphere and you don't have the hubbub of just so many people around the layouts. So we're actually able to get the stuff we need to get. So it'll probably be Sunday, but we'll just be up there doing the live stream and having a good time at it. So that's the second largest in our entire area. Um, it gets all the same one. It gets most of the same manufacturers that Train Fest gets. So it'll be a good one to come to join us with.
Gage Parker says, no way, I haven't, do you like the trains in the UK?
Do I like the trains from the UK?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I love the trains from the UK. We will be getting, if I can find them in scale, I'm going to be getting both Mallards and Coronation engines. I love the Streamliner. Streamliner is my favorite steam engine. So we're going to be definitely getting those if I can get them in scale, along with probably the corresponding coaches. So that is definitely coming. As far as like UK Commonwealth, I don't know how they call it, Commonwealth type of stuff. There's some Australian engines that I want that are steamers. I want to get the what is it called? Right over here, I drew it. The Bayer Garrett. I want to get the Bayer Garrett. That is, I think, one of the coolest engines ever built, where they combined, well, it's different engine classes, but where they combined either like a 464, two 464s together, or like I see like a 282, where they combined it together to where basically you wound up, let's say the 464, and it wound up becoming a 464, 464. Really cool looking engine. So I'd like to find those in scale. I think more than likely it's going to be like a metal or a brass type of material. They'll have to get for that. So I'd love to get one of those for the layout. But again, we are going to have another 25 to 27 more skyscrapers to build. So if you like what you see here, please do like and subscribe, because you don't want to miss a build, because each week we're going to try to do a build. This one's taking us a lot longer because this was something we had to work a lot of design issues out with, the Leviathan building here. But it is worked out now, so we will have that one finished Friday, and by the time we finish that one, we should actually we have these sections right here, but they just weren't right. This is roughly the window pattern for the twin towers we're going to have over here, the Gemini building. So it's going to, each plate will be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. So each plate will actually be 3 of these together. So in height. So we'll start, that's the width that comes along the front. So we'll have 2 towers that'll be this wide, a little less in depth. We'll be going up over here on our convention center. Who was that? Crochet lady, she's leaving us?
Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see you Friday. We will, yeah. If you ever want to post any of your personal channels or your layout builds or anything you'd like to, we've got our community section that you can do that in. More than welcome to do that.
Rivka says, did you build the train cars on original wheels?
Did we build the train cars what?
On original wheels.
On original wheels? Most of these have their original wheels, yes. They're just, because we just took them straight out of the box. The little jewel case that they came in. These aren't 3D printed cars. We do have some files for 3D cars that we're going to be doing. I found a really nice one for some Ortners and some other stuff that's a little harder to find. So we're going to be 3D printing up. I've also want a nice unit train of the Bethgon coal porters. So I found a good STL file for that. So we'll start printing those up, and all I got to do is just they're all the files are made to just handle standard MTL trucks. They already have the holes in them in the bottom for where they get mounted. So we will be doing. I'm going to do a fleet of those. I'll paint them up with silver. I'll come up with our custom color at the end that we're going to have. That little patch of green or blue or whatever color we decide, and we'll put our reporting marks on them. So we're gonna do a whole train of those. Um, Probably for a whole train for a layout this size and with the switching issues that we're gonna have and things, that's probably like 20 cars. So we'll get to start printing cars after we get done with about half the buildings. So after we get to about 10 to 15 buildings up here, the skyscrapers, then we'll start to print up some of the cars.
Joel says hi.
Hi.
And Gage Point says nice layout and subscribe.
Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing.
Chris Scott, what's the next meeting specific area meeting you want to put?
When's our next what?
DU specific area meeting you might put.
Oh, I'm not sure which heritage. We're going to get them all eventually. I'd like to get the Denver Rio Grande. That's probably my favorite between that and the Mopac. And then followed by the Daylight. I think probably in that order. And then we'll start getting the Norfolk Southern heritage units. There's a bunch there that I like. So we're going to be running a lot more of the unusual engines, the specialty paint job engines, like back there on the we run that Spirit one here. Now you can see that Homer Simpson graffiti that we just painted, the live stream that we just painted on that. I think that was last Thursday we did that one. Actually, so if you didn't see that live stream, you want to see how we painted that graffiti, and that's based on a real car. If you want to see how we painted that graffiti, just go check out the live stream for that.
Gage Point could ask, do you like the A4?
Heavy Pacific. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I do too. I think what we'll do is I'm going to put, now that I know that the inside track's doing fine, I think we'll go ahead and we'll start up the Spirit again. And we'll just kind of we'll back him down right here. I'll back him up just a little bit. So it's not on the curve. And then we'll just swap out the leads. Spirit. Well, that's good. There he goes. We have a video coming showing the full build of the crane that we have. All I've got left to do on it, I've got the hook right there, so we're gonna have the hook dangling about right here. And we'll have some I-beams, flat of I-beams, so that when we're doing one of these big builds, I can position it around the layout, showing the different stages of the buildings going up. That'll last me, that'll do fine until we're gonna 3D print off those big boom cranes that you actually see on the top of big skyscrapers when they're building them. And we'll have a fake top that we can put on at the different levels. So the boom crane will be off. We'll have probably at any given time we'll probably have two of those up working on buildings on the layout. So that you'll be able to see which buildings are under construction and they're not quite to their full height yet. That'll be a good way to measure that. So that'll be, those will all be coming. That'll probably be our next, after we get the Gemini building done, we'll probably build the boom cranes before we start the Alexandria Hotel.
Gage Point could ask, have you ever seen the Flying Scotsman?
Ever seen the Flying Scotsman? Yeah. Not in person, but I've seen videos on it.
Gage Point says, I literally want to stand up for hours and say, here's the content here on YouTube.
You could watch what now?
Gage Point says, I could literally want to stand up for hours and say, here's the content here on YouTube.
Oh, well, thank you, Bitcoin. That was very nice of you to say. And we will get it to the point where we will have, when we're running our live sessions, we will be doing live sessions for probably 4 to 6 hours. So you can just come and go throughout the day. You won't know what will be up. We'll be changing the trains out throughout the day. That's not too far off. I just want to get a few more of the big buildings done, finish up some track work, and then we'll start doing the longer run sessions. And we'll probably do 2 or 3 of those a week. So you blew the whistle. That'd be cool. I actually just saw, we were watching the UK, I was watching about a month ago, I think it was, the UK rail channel that has all the live feeds, and they were showing the Scotsman. It was actually going from like station to station. I actually watched it for an afternoon as it was doing passenger excursions. That was pretty cool.
Andreas says hi.
Hello, Andres. It is a beautiful locomotive. So we have a lot of changes coming, a lot of things we're doing. So each week's something a little different, like this week, getting that curve fixed finally. That was so nice. Now we have 3 full operational tracks here. And I will be working on the weathering. So hopefully, by the time we do our live feed on Friday, I'll have 5 more cars that are completely weathered up that I'll be able to add to one of the trains. Maybe have these container cars done too. So I might have an additional 7 cars weathered up completely. So we're just going to keep adding to and adding to. Oh, and this is not leaning. Everything is completely perpendicular to each other. It's the camera lens is making it look that way. It's not. I don't. All of my bench work and everything's perfectly level. Our buildings are level. It's just the way the camera's perceiving it because I've got it at kind of a funky angle right now. So if you ever see that, that's what it is. Well, that's cool. That would have been a nice ride. You can actually see one of our passenger engines. Let's see here. We've got it kind of hidden right over here. Try there. That's one of our F-59s that we have. We've got a couple of them. It's from the Surfliner. That's their track safety paint job they did. I'll show you the other one we've got. I just got to get a set of Surfliner cars. Again, just budget. But here is probably one of my favorite passenger engines ever. I got this at an excellent deal at the train show, the Rockford Train Show last year. I paid 70 or 75 for this. I don't remember which, but that's the max I paid for it. And the cheapest I saw this on the web the other day was $200 because that's got full DCC and sound in it. So those 2 engines will be together. Those 2 have full so those 2 will be running together back to back with the Surfliner. It's a stupid coal car. I've just about had it with these. I'm gonna just take them. I'm gonna put the weight in them and get them going. I think I'll make that next week's project for train cars. So I want all of the rolling stock to be working perfectly. I still don't know what I'm going to do about that BTI car. There's a hole underneath that is for mounting coupler boxes. So I may wind up just putting coupler boxes on it and fitting free rolling trucks under there where we don't have all the stuff together. I may wind up doing that. That might solve my problem. So I saw that yesterday when I was working on it. So I may just do that. Yeah, because it just wiggles. It gets a pretty good wiggle over here on the jump area. So I think that's probably what's derailing it. It's like when it hits a rail joint. I mean, you can see it. It's really shaking here pretty good. So I think if I just dug that stuff out and put my weights in it and then re-poured the stuff in, I'll be able to take care of the problem. And I can tell on the this one right here that I'm going to put more weight in the bottom on that orange Hop and Void container because it wiggles a little too much too. Thing about that was that's a 40-foot, so it when I put the weights in it, it didn't quite put them over the trucks. It's in, so that's why I get a little more versus that Canadian intermodal one. I was able to put the weight all the way out on either side, on either end of that You can see how that one wiggles because the weights are in from the trucks, so you don't have the stability that you normally have. So I'll just add a little extra to see if I can take care of that problem. No, I haven't heard of the French gauge. Somebody, he got razzed for it really bad. Somebody on Facebook the other day says, "I got a great layout. I got a great thing out in my yard. I've got outside running layout. It's a 1-to-1 gauge." And everybody's like, "1-to-1 gauge? Are you sure? How big is your yard?" And he forgot to put the extra whatever the thing after the one on there. But yeah, actual 1-to-1 gauge out in the yard. I'd go over and see that. Must go through a lot of fuel when he's just having to let those engines idle before he has his run sessions. But he got a good ribbon on that. Hi, Fishy Pearl. Oh, very cool. So I think we're going to let this just run for a little while longer here. I'm taking my mom to the eye doctor today. I mentioned that earlier, and we just decided to throw a little live feed on here for a little while. So I'll let this go for a little bit longer. And she's got some cataracts and stuff starting and some eye pressure issues. So yeah, she's okay. It's actually, but it stopped her from driving. She couldn't pass the eye test, so uh, we get her around for whatever she needs to get around doing, doctor's visits and all that kind of stuff. And it's absolutely no issue. She's only a few miles away from us, so it's no biggie to do. So we just take care of her, and so that's just she's in just to check. They put her on some drops for the pressures in her eyes. So this is a checkup to see how those drops are doing, or if they're going to continue it, or what they're going to do. So that's what we're doing today. So I thought, well, I got a little bit of time. I'm going to tackle that corner track, and I'm glad I did because, man, that just irritated the heck out of me yesterday. But now I'm pretty happy with it because now I can do my road bed everywhere. Thank you, thank you. Yes, we do. We hope it helps too. So she can still see the TV fine, and we've got her all the streaming services that she needs, and so she's happy. I mean, she's getting there. She's almost 90, getting close to it. So she said she was going to quit driving within a couple of years anyway. So when she hit 90, so this just came a little sooner, but not that big a deal. And since I work from home, if she's got to have something done, just all she's got to do is call me, and I'll be there. So I mean, I'm usually working on this or the 3D prints that we put up for sale or my artwork. So it's no big deal. I've already had the cataract surgery. I had that when I was 50. The doctor said I was one of the youngest that he'd ever done cataract surgery on. Had both lenses in my eyes replaced. It got to the point where just like I was looking through milk constantly. So everything's great now. I just get a little bit of pain with burning from time to time. I've got drops for that. The thing it did was it killed my art. Uh, I use the cheaters, try to use magnifying glass, but with the kind of, if you don't know about my art, I'll just grab this one. If you haven't seen it. Um, These are some of my drawings that I've done. This is like 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. There's actually the Buyer Garrett right there. This is the 484484 class. And then, of course, the DM&IR Yellowstone. This is all graphite pencil. It was all done just strictly with graphite pencil and a ruler. This is a colored pencil I did. There you got a PA with Church Rock in New Mexico. And there's my favorite of the heritage units right there. So, the problem was I was getting tremendous headaches with trying to stare at the image, whatever I was drawing, for long hours at a time. So it just killed the art completely. But I have done about 140 pieces, and I have most of the major railroads in the country here, the UP, the southwestern ones anyway, UP, BNSF. I've got artwork up in pretty much all of their regional and corporate offices, and yes, that was a good example of how to just bear with it and get through it. Yeah, yesterday was you have those days, and I knew it, and I knew it was going to happen when I didn't get my putty in, and I just kind of had a bad feeling for the day, and it worked out. But then the day was good. Oh, and thank you about the art, Stephen, and Great Northern. So I just can't do the drawings anymore.
I love Garrett.
Love what?
The Garrett.
The Garretts, yeah, they're a cool engine.
And he has an N-gauge railway.
And ask what?
He has an N-gauge railway.
Oh, cool. Well, this is my very first in. I've always worked in HO because that's what my dad did, and I would help him with his layouts. So this is the very first in I've ever done. Actually, this is the very first layout I've built by myself. Well, not by myself because I can't say that. I mean, all the bench work in here, Gabe helped me with bench work, and he does all the 3D printing. I give him the files I want, and he does everything. He does all of that. There'd be no way I'd have those buildings in the background right now if it wasn't for him. So it's a team effort on that. But as far as like the weathering and the building and all that, this is the first I've ever done, and I really enjoyed the inn. I was afraid I wasn't going to get the effect that I used to get with the HO, with the weathering, with how the scenery looks. But all I had to do was think smaller and use smaller brushes and use smaller tools, and I was able to do what I need to do. The only hard part is like when I'm putting cars on the track, I just need to get one of those re-railer things, those little ramps, because I'm having to use a little flashlight because it's so dark underneath. Like there's tiny wheels, and you can't tell if you've got them all on or not. So that's the only thing I have an issue with, is just getting stuff on the tracks at this point. Well, thank you. Oh, well, thank you, Stephen. We're trying to. We try to keep things different, each time we come on. Like today was kind of cool. I was actually able to run, which I've never been able to do before, run while actually working on the third line's track. I thought that was pretty cool. I only had to stop for just a brief period there while I had that track stretched across while I was tacking it in. So that was really neat. So I know I'm going to need to go ahead and put a few more nails in, but I'll do that probably later today. My wife's a teacher, and they have their parent-teacher conferences tonight, so she won't be home until like 6. And so after I drop off Mom after her eye appointment today, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tack the rest of all that down. And those 2 black tracks, I'm just probably going to go ahead. I'm not taking them up. I'm not touching them. I'm not going to take them up. I'm actually just going to paint the ties in place. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to ruin it. So once I get the other nails in and everything's straight the way I want it, I'll run the train across, make sure it's the way it needs to be, And then I'll actually paint those ties in place. So, that way on Thursday or on Friday, when we do our live stream, then everything will just be pretty much ready to go.
He's going to ask culture and favorite locomotive.
Somebody asked what my favorite in-scale locomotive is that I have. It's a toss-up right now, it's a tie. You're gonna see the one coming around right now. It's the Spirit, the UP Spirit. Right there, I love that engine. And my other favorite, I just can't run it right now because I've got just DC, I don't have DCC, but it's this one right here. It's the 10th anniversary for the Surfliner. I love my pair of Montana Railways. But if I had to pick, I would say those. And then probably a third, coming in third would be that one right there. Third or fourth would be that track safety Surfliner. Every engine I've got here has been, other than the Surfliner 10th, every engine I've got here has been a gift. Either a Christmas or a birthday gift.
These colleges says I'm not an American locomotive fan, but those ones look nice.
Thank you. You will see. So he says he's not an American locomotive fan, but he likes these. We will be getting international engines. I definitely I found out who makes them. I love those BHP engines out of Australia. I think I'd like to find the bubble engine. I don't know if they make that one or if it's just that other one that has the stripes. So I love that orange with those bubbles that go down the side of that engine. If I can find that in scale, that's definitely going to be on the bucket list of engines to get. And of course, all those steamers from the UK, the Coronation, the Mallards. I want to get several of each. So we'll have a good international flavor here. Oh, and I'm definitely going to be getting some of these bullet trains and some of the high-speed rail ones, like the French TGVs and stuff. So we'll have eventually, a couple of years down the line, when we have our live streams with just having stuff running, you never know what you're going to see on here. Because, we get this elevated track finish that's going to go back here. It's going to look really cool. We get some really colorful engines back there on this elevated track, the double main line that we're going to have. And then you got all this stuff running down below. Well, all 6 main lines going at once is going to be pretty fun.
Pete Selectia says, sorry, gotta go. I'll be on the stream on Friday.
Great. Glad you were here. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we'll be on Friday probably about the same time, between 10 and 10:30, something like that. We seem to try to get going in the mornings. So. Is that on?
It's just a little blurry.
Oh, okay.
See it.
See if that helps.
Stephen asks, or showing my ignorance, what is DCC?
It's like having a remote control, like the remote control cars, is what it is. Instead of everything just being on one power pack, well, it is on one power pack, but you have walk-around throttles and you can control a ton of different engines going different directions off of one controller. You can control multiple engines in a train consist because you can set matching speeds. I mean, you could do like old Gomez Adams. You could take 2 trains and smash them into each other if you wanted to. That would never happen here. But you can even do that if you wanted to, because you can have engines running in opposite directions on the same track. You can't do that on DC with a block system. They all have to go the direction the current flows. So it just allows you to do that. So that's what it is. So it'll enable us to be able to take a train, having other trains running, doesn't matter, put stuff in the hole, on a siding, we can run stuff around it, get it over the helix, get it going down, and then having the other one start up as soon as they pass without having to have throwing all these block switches to try to get things where you need it to go. So it's a nice innovation that's come up. I found a place that's got some really cheap base power units. It's got the Chief from Digitrax at a really good price. So that's probably, I've worked with Digitrax before. So that's probably what I'm going to go with.
Chuck says, hi, great work.
Hi, Chuck, thank you. And those of you just joining us, these are all 3D printed buildings. We've got another 25 plus to go. Skyscrapers that are going to line this. I'm going to feel very closed in by the time we get done building the skyline in here. but it'll look really good when we get it done. Yeah, we're far enough into it at this point. Because we're almost, a little bit in it. Yeah, we got only about 20 minutes. You got to push us at 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steven says definitely helps with mimicking realism.
It does. The DCC does do that. Plus, then you can have sound if you want, and all kinds of light effects. You can get your ditch lights to flashing different, where they flash differently, and all kinds of things with it. So, I probably won't use it for sound of an engine if I ever do go with sound. Probably what I'll use it for will be like the bell and the horns, and that's about it. I probably won't. I probably won't use it for the actual sound of the motors.
Uh-oh.
What?
Only got 10% battery left.
Only 10% battery left.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just said turn on battery saver.
Okay.
So should we?
Well, I think we'll just, if that's the case, I think we'll probably just. I got done what I wanted to get done today. The only thing I didn't do was mask the cars. I don't have enough time to do that before I take it to the eye doctor anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we'll probably. Why don't we just do a little wrap up here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm sorry about that, everybody. He informed me that I'm almost out of battery on the camera. I only had 70% when we started the day, a little less than. So we might be doing a run one night this week, like maybe either tomorrow night or Thursday night later. But we will be back on Friday, and we're going to tackle this big thing and finish it completely. And I'll get this all tacked in. We'll do some more testing over here, make sure my inner loop is doing good. So I think we will just call it there for the day. So
Steven says so neat to have instant interactive.
yes, it is. It is. And that's because my son's here reading it, and I'm able to answer questions as we go. So this is a day off he has from school. He just has a bunch of homework, so now he can get tying in on that. And so we'll be doing this on Friday. So I hope you guys have a good couple of days, and I hope you decide to come back and join us because it'll be fun getting this building done and getting that top area put in where you can actually see the look of it. We may even have the first few pieces going together for the Gemini towers. So anyway, so if you like this, please do like and subscribe. You'll get notices and press that notification because then you'll be notified when we do, because we'll throw a pop-up on during the week. Some like today was a pop-up. We weren't planning on coming today and doing this, but I had a little time before my mom's eye doctor. And so I thought, well, we'll just work on the track and we'll do a little running. So if you want to get notices when we're doing that, just go ahead and do that, and you'll be all set.
Cool Beam says hi.
Cool.
Great Northern says good schedule. I approve.
Oh, good, good.
And Steven says again, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you guys for coming. You're more than welcome. I'll give you a little glimpse into the insanity that goes on in this room. So, and the struggles of model railroading and how to work through them. But anyway, so we're doing good. So hopefully we'll see you guys this Friday. And then, of course, Sunday we do our normal on Sunday as well. So those 2 days seem to be our for sure days. And then we have like a pop-up day like this where we just do it. So anyway.
Oh, Great
Yes.
Northern asks what your name is.
Oh, my name is Lance. Lance. So, yeah, Gabe and Lance. My son and me. And wife's always, she never pokes her head in even when she's here. So she's just she's very tolerant of the hobby though. So anyway, so you guys take care, and then we will see you on Friday, hopefully. That'll be a good day. We'll, like I said, more running, more building. And I might even just do, maybe Friday I'll work on those container cars and we'll get those finished. I'll get the rest of the weathering done and we'll get them finished. That'll be pretty good. Okay, so take care and we will see you again. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to go see the rest, we have over 1,100 videos on our channel with everything. We just put up the latest Menards one. We're going to put up the weathering one tonight on those little cars. So we've put up at least like one video a day, if not multiples. So there's plenty there to go see. And if you go to the longer videos, those are the ones that really count that help our algorithms with YouTube to get us in front of people. So if you got time, you can. They're only about 8 minutes. You know, they're not that long for long videos. So anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you Friday.